Hey everyone, we're gonna show you how you can turn your backyard into a gold mine. We're standing in front of a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 760 square foot garden suite being built by Rockstar Platinum member Michael Emanuel from Tri-City Builders. And we're gonna show you a garden suite being built from the ground up and what it looks like on the inside mid-construction. Okay, so I'm here with Michael Emanuel. He's a Rockstar Platinum member, as well as an owner of Tri-City Builders. You guys build garden suites, you do duplexes, all types of construction work, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll help with the design and the construction, anything from a remodel all the way to building something like this.
Yeah, so what are we looking at here?
So you mentioned 760 square foot garden suite, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It actually, there used to be a garage standing here, believe it or not.
Wow.
And the intent, which so many other investors are doing, is to convert that garage into the garden suite. You know, even doing the best due diligence that we could, calling in a structural engineer to look at the state of the walls, the state of the roof, the state of the foundation, we thought we had a pretty good shell to work with. And what ended up happening is the more we found, the more layers we peeled back during the demolition, the more we realized that nothing here was salvageable. So the actual garage that was standing here was built prior to the 1990s, we think. We're not sure exactly what the age of it was, but we couldn't end up reusing it. So for any investors or homeowners who are looking to build or do a garage conversion themselves, definitely want to do the proper due diligence, get the right people involved to make sure that it's something you can actually use. And if they haven't purchased the property yet, I would definitely recommend getting someone like myself, a contractor who has done garden suites before, to take a look at it and give them their best.
So what was the issue with the garage? Was it like rotten wood? Was it the foundation? Like what was
all
wrong?
of the above.
Everything?
All of the above. So the walls, they were only framed with 2x4, and at the bottom sill, the sills were all rotted. So that's the connection from the vertical studs to the bottom, which attaches to the foundation. So those were all rotted. The foundation itself had a very thin slab, and then they poured a retaining wall around it. So when we were digging around the perimeter of it, we thought that it was actually a pretty thick slab. But when we started trenching inside for the plumbing, we realized that it was no good. And not only that, they actually poured it on top of tree roots, which you don't want to do because that will hold water. And when it freezes, it will compromise the slab from underneath. So the roof was also no good on it. Like it needed to be reinforced from what was there. So you can see a nice sag. Yeah. Like a banana.
So you guys actually attempted building it within this garage until you discovered all these things.
Correct, yeah. So we had a structural engineer involved at that stage of the project looking at it before we started putting together numbers and coming up with the design for the building permit, and incorporated everything that we would need to do to reinforce the structure, excluding the foundation. But once we realized that things were rotten, it was just a time versus money versus how much labor would it take to repair what was here or just start new.
Yeah.
So similar construction to one of the other projects that we just finished where this is an engineered slab on grade. And you could do 4 different types of foundations. We found this one to be the best of all of those combined as far as strength and rigidity and cost effectiveness. If you were adding a basement, obviously you would do a traditional form and pour foundation, but in this case, with no basement, the engineered slab on grade worked the best. Interesting fact, there's about 135,000 pounds of concrete that was used for this slab. And the reason for that is the way that the property is sloped. It slopes from behind my left shoulder towards the front. So the grade is a lot higher in the back than it is here. And when you're pouring an engineered slab on grade, you need to make sure that you have enough depth below grade for water infiltration, frost, and those types of things. So below what you see here is probably another 12 to 16 inches of concrete.
Wow.
Now this is actually the front door, the front entrance, or what will be the front entrance, a nice double patio door with side lights on either end of it. And that will you'll enter into the combined kitchen, living, and dining room. There's also a side entrance that goes into what will be the master bedroom, so we'll head through there. And right now you can see from the outside that we've got our shell completed, the roof is shingled, the doors and windows are in, so the next step would be siding. And inside, We have completed all of the framing, passed those inspections. We've completed the plumbing, the HVAC, and the electrical rough-in inspections. So we're ready to insulate. After insulation, then we'll drywall. So this is the main living area. Again, we're capturing all that sunlight. So a lot of light coming in here. And to the right, where we just came through, was the master bedroom with its own 3-piece ensuite. So that will have a vanity, a toilet, and a shower.
This is the ensuite right here?
Correct. And then on the other side of the garden suite is the second bedroom, which will house its own closet, as well as all of the mechanicals and the laundry. And then adjoining both the second bedroom and the main living area is the main bathroom. So it's like a Jack and Jill. So we'll service the main living area or be an ensuite to that bedroom with direct access, and that will be a 4-piece. So again, we have 9-foot ceilings. So it's gonna be nice and airy in here when all is said and done.
Yeah, wow. They are high, eh?
Very high, yeah. And we're gonna be using a traditional gas power furnace with an AC condensing unit here. So you'll notice that all of the ductwork is up in the attic, which will really minimize all of the bulkheads. So we'll have maybe one bulkhead running through this entire living space. That will really elevate it. We have the electrical panel over here behind me with 100 amp service. So out in the front, we've already done the hydro upgrade. So this unit will have its own individual meters for hydro, gas, and water.
Now, this is kind of a weird T-shaped lot, right? So is it technically like on a separate lot from all these other houses?
No, so it's actually, this lot is the same. So it's all one and the same. Yeah, so the story that I heard from our clients is that the original owner of this land built himself a house and the neighboring houses, and then kept this section of land for himself.
Okay, so just the T, but is there another house on this lot?
So there is, which is an existing duplex.
Okay.
And that's closer to the street, and the garden suite's tucked away in the back. We actually had to get a minor variance for this garden suite because of the lot frontage not being sufficient. So in Kitchener, currently the minimum lot width permitted in order to build a garden suite is 43 feet. This was around 41 and a half feet. And the other portion of the minor variance was the existing garage at that time was within 0.6 meters of the property line. So for those two reasons, we had to go to the city, go to the Committee of Adjustments, and fortunately, Kitchener being forward-thinking on affordable housing solutions, it was approved.
So you have found that the city's been willing to work with you on these things and make it easy for you to complete these projects?
Not just me, but others as well. There have been a lot of applications to the Committee of Adjustments for little things like that, as far as getting certain zoning bylaws that they fall just outside of the minimum or maximum restrictions on approved.
Okay.
So Kitchener in general is very forward-thinking, progressive, and I think a lot of more municipalities are coming around. Kitchener is currently proposing changes to their zoning bylaw to allow 4 units on a property as of right, to follow suit with Bill 103 that was passed by the province.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. And other cities, municipalities like Mississauga, obviously Toronto's already doing it. London, Guelph, Hamilton, they're all following suit. So that will provide a good solution to provide housing for people, and also a good opportunity for investors to take advantage of that, take advantage of an existing property that they already have to maximize how many units are on that.
So this owner, does he live in the front unit, or is that just a rental and then he's just planning on using this as a rental as well?
Yes, so the owners now live in the front, and they intend to rent this out. I'm not sure it'll be short-term or long-term rental. That's up to them to decide. I'm just building it for them.
Yeah.
But based on the proximity to the downtown, short-term might make more sense.
Okay. Do you find that garden suites are more attractive for short-term rentals in general because they're more unique properties? They're more attractive to people just looking to stay somewhere for a few days or weeks?
I think location definitely matters for whether or not you should do short-term rentals or not. It also depends on how it's set up. So they want to set the, you can theme an Airbnb,
Yeah.
right? And make it very unique to whatever else is available on the market. This one, they really want to set it up to be an event type of space. So
What does that mean? Like an event type of space?
so that where someone could rent it out and host
Oh.
parties and gatherings and stuff like that.
So that's why they've got the big
So outside
front
here,
doors.
exactly.
Yeah.
So they want to do a nice deck on that grade
Yeah.
for people that come and
So we'll have an indoor, outdoor kind of entertainment
exactly.
space.
Yeah. So with these doors, they can both open up, and that will really help with the flow.
Okay, so roughly how much is the build cost going to be on this? I know we're obviously, not at the finish line yet. And how long do you think the overall process will take here?
Yeah. So the overall costs will be somewhere between $350 to $450 per square foot. That would include the actual build and the site work.
Okay.
That everyone should consider as well, because we need to properly grade the slope away from the garden suite to make sure that any water that comes down, say heavy rain or whatever, slopes away from it.
That counts permits as well, like everything related to the build?
Yeah, that we treat as a separate contract with our customers, and then the build is completely separate, but it should encapsulate that. But yes, it's important to note that you will have other costs, not just the build costs or the site work outside. You're going to have architectural consultant, structural engineer, HVAC engineer. You're going to have permit fees if you need to get a minor variance like we did on this. There's going to be an application fee associated with that, and then there will also be development charges that you have to also consider. The development charges in Kitchener, what those fees encapsulate are basically school board fees. Yeah. As far as the timeline on this one, so we had some hiccups with not being able to convert the existing garage. That was the original game plan. So there have been several revisions after the original permit was issued, and then obviously coming up with a game plan, get pricing from contractors, change order approval in order to proceed. But to get it to the state that you see here was roughly 3 months.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, that's excluding the setbacks.
Yeah, and how much more do you think to go? I know we're in the middle of winter. It's been a really soft winter. So I mean, today it's 20 degrees out, so I'm sure that's helped with the build, but it's I think March 2nd or 3rd today or something like that. So how much longer do you think to get this wrapped up?
So realistically, to wrap it up, you're looking at a couple of months.
Okay.
So about 8 weeks. And then you also want to give some time after that to make sure that you get all of your inspections completed. So it's actually not just the building department that needs to do their final occupancy inspection. It's also the utility company, at least in Kitchener's case, that needs to do their final inspection. That would be for gas. And then ESA, which is the Electrical Safety Authority, would also need to do their inspections. So you have to get all those inspections done, and then you have a place that you can live.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. And what do you think it rents for after all is said and done? Long-term rental. I know short-term.
Long-term rental. Since this garden suite is quite large at 760 square feet, I think realistically they can definitely get $2,500 a month. I would be surprised if they couldn't.
Yeah.
Especially given the fact that what they're going to do outside for the entertaining space.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be a home run for them. I would say that's like the minimum.
Yeah. So $2,500 minimum.
Plus utilities, because everything's separate.
Plus utilities, that's a good point.
So that doesn't fall back on the landlord.
Yeah. And then short term, they would obviously get a bit more for that extra work with the short term rental.
Yeah, and definitely I think once the market picks up, inflation and everything like that, people are a little bit tighter on their wallets, but once the market kind of swings back in the other direction, people will be, because of the proximity to the downtown core here in Kitchener, more open to renting Airbnbs.
Yeah. Okay, so this project looks awesome. You can tell it's going to be another beautiful product. The one you showed us earlier, which the video is out for that one already, was beautiful. You can see it's coming along the same way. So if people want to get a hold of you, Michael, and your company, Tri-City Builders, what's the best way of doing so? Yeah,
so they can go to our website and fill in the contact form if they want to learn more about us. We have lots of information on our website at www.webuildadus.ca. They can also find us on Instagram at webuildadus. That's webuildadus. We post frequent progress updates for everything that we're working on. And feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about garden suites in particular, or you need help with remodels, conversions, we're happy to help the investor community because we are investors too.
And are you only in the Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo area or other areas?
So primarily Kitchener, but we are also expanding our radius to within an hour.
Okay.
So anywhere in Hamilton, London, Guelph, we're happy to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for showing us, Michael. And until next time, your life, your terms. Really quick, before you go, this is the type of stuff that Rockstar Inner Circle investors are doing all over Southern Ontario to create extra income streams and build wealth in their lives so that they can ultimately live life on their own terms. That's what we talk about. That's what we help people do. And we've got an incredible Rolodex of professionals, guys like Michael Emmanuel, who we filmed the video with, that can help you out, whatever your strategy is, whether it's adding a garden suite in the backyard, adding a second unit in the basement, doing a student rental, whatever it is. We have this huge Rolodex of contacts that you can access by becoming a Rockstar Inner Circle member. So if you want to check out what the Rockstar membership is all about, we're going to leave a link in the description. Click that link. It'll show you all the benefits of being a Rockstar Inner Circle member. Thanks for watching. Your life, your terms.